does an amazing job in his country. And we've had tremendous relationships, both having to do with war and having to do with trade. He's a highly respected man. He's respected very much in his country and all throughout Europe and throughout the world where they know him. He's built a tremendous military, powerful military, uses a lot of our equipment. And it's an honor to have him at the White House against sanctions against Turkey. Could be very soon. If we have a good meeting, almost immediately. Well, I think President Erdoğan is the one responsible for Syria, for the successful fight in ridding Syria of its past leader. And I think this man is responsible. He doesn't take the responsibility, but it's actually a great achievement.
Welcome back. Joining me now here is Professor William Lawrence. He's a former diplomat and also a professor of international relations at the American University. Professor, great to have you. Well, you know, I just want to pick up on one thing that my colleague back in Istanbul, Yusuf Erim, was saying, that we have seen many interactions of Donald Trump with major world leaders, but the one that we saw about an hour ago in the Oval Office is perhaps one of the most cordial interactions we have seen over the past year or so. What do you make of that?
It was astounding to watch. It was really interesting. And there was that moment where Trump gushed and gushed, which he obviously had prepared in advance. And then he got the translation of what Erdoğan had said, which had some points in it that were part of Erdoğan's negotiating agenda, including some things about the Middle East. And then Trump shifted what he was saying and said he's a tough guy, like he has strong opinions, but I like that about them. And then he went about him, and then he went back to praising Erdoğan again. So I think the most astounding thing we saw today, from my perspective, is that normally this press spray is just to state your opinions, take some questions from the press, and then start the negotiations. We actually were watching the negotiations happen in front of us on the camera. We saw Erdoğan make his pitch on the F-16s and the F-35s. We saw Trump make a pitch and even offer what the trade might be, buying less Russian oil and gas and then getting perhaps the F-35 deal and the CAATSA sanctions removed and some of the other things Erdoğan wants. So they were negotiating in front of the press, in front of our eyes, because Trump doesn't like to follow protocol, and he was trying to sort of get the negotiations started right there. That was astounding to watch.
Professor, you know, when it comes to this meeting right now, what is that one thing that really stands out for you? Is it going to be the F-35 deal? Is it going to be Gaza? Is it going to be trade ties? What do you think it is?
We don't know. Trump said he'd like to have some announcements by the end of the day. If there was an announcement on Gaza that was meaningful, great. If there's an announcement on the F-35s, great. If there's an announcement on sanctions, great. If there's simply an announcement about a big increase in trade between the countries, that's fantastic. The thing you and I didn't predict an hour or two ago when we were first talking was the oil and gas piece of it. So the U.S. would like to sell or arrange for Turkey to have alternate sources of oil and gas so that Turkey stops supporting the Russian economy, which is a big new thing for Russia. I know you talked about it with the last guest a little bit, but this is a really interesting thing because we can begin to see the makings of a deal here. What I've been wondering all morning is, what are the concessions Trump's going to ask for to give Erdoğan what he wants? And I think that's one of them.
Professor William Lawrence, fascinating insights. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for taking out the time for us here on TRT World. Certainly, it is a critical meeting that is taking place in the Oval Office right now. The White House is actually right behind us. It's a beautiful view. I'm really happy that the rain hasn't stopped because, you know, coming here in this morning was a nightmare because it was raining cats and dogs in the morning. But really happy to see that the rain hasn't stopped. But certainly diplomacy is underway at the White House right now. Here on TRT World, we'll be keeping you up